wars and we see corrupt governments continue on. One of the hopeful things that I've discovered is that nearly every war that has started in the past 50 years has been a result of media lies. The media could have stopped it. If they had searched deep enough, if they hadn't reprinted government propaganda, they could have stopped it. But what does that mean? Well, that means basically populations don't like wars. And populations have to be fooled into wars. Populations don't willingly and with open eyes go into a war. So if we have a good media environment, then we'll also have a peaceful environment. It really is my opinion that the media in general are so bad, we would have to question whether the world wouldn't be better off without them altogether.
How much did the EU spend in Afghanistan in the 20 years? Look at the place now. We've helped to destroy it. But do you think we can learn the lessons without telling the truth about the last 20 years? The last 20-year war in Afghanistan is a lie. The Americans lied to their people. The Americans spent over $2.2 trillion, and over $2 trillion of it went to private contractors. They used the war as a way of funneling US taxpayers' money to the private entities. What did the EU do with our money? Where did it go? How much did the EU spend in Afghanistan in the 20 years? Apart from enriching the families connected to the government, what else do we do with it? How much evidence have you got of the infrastructure you just kept talking about? Before the Taliban took over, the number of Afghans living in poverty in Afghanistan has doubled since 2001. A third have no food, half of them have no drinking water, and 2/3 have no electricity. Before the rise of the Taliban, who grew from US and Saudi-funded Mujahideen, half of Afghan university students were women. 40% of the country's doctors were women. 70% of their teachers were women. 30% of their civil servants were women. Look at the place now. We've helped to destroy it. Are we going to tell the truth about it? Or are we going to pretend, we were really doing loads for women's rights, we were sorting things out, only things didn't work out right in the end? Did the EU people know what was going on or not? And if you didn't know, why didn't you know? And is there anyone going to be held accountable for the amount of EU money that's been spent in that place and you have nothing to show for it?
Se encuentra a más de 15.000 kilómetros de distancia de su casa, Australia. Encerrado en un territorio, el de Ecuador, dentro de otro territorio, el Reino Unido. En un hogar que se ha convertido en su prisión. En este rincón de Londres, en la Embajada de Ecuador, se esconde el enemigo número 1 de Estados Unidos, Julian Assange. Dicen que la curiosidad es el aspecto emocional que engendra la exploración, la investigación y el aprendizaje. Pero todo se complica cuando los interrogantes se trasladan al futuro. Ahora se están abriendo nuevos horizontes y se anuncian cambios enormes. Todos somos conscientes de que estamos diciendo adiós a un mundo y que otro se está fraguando a gran velocidad. Si pudiéramos desplazar un enviado especial a ese futuro, ¿con qué nos encontraríamos? Por eso, con mi penúltima energía profesional, me propongo viajar a esa frontera, para conocer y escuchar a quienes están diseñando el nuevo tiempo. Voy a dejar al descubierto mi bendita curiosidad para intentar desentrañar esa gran incógnita. ¿Cómo será el mundo cuando ya no esté?
You're clear. All right, firing. Let's stay line out. Let me know when you have it. We'll shoot. Light them all up. Come on, fire.
El futuro de la información está librando en estos tiempos una batalla trascendental. Internet se ha convertido en la sede del quinto poder, en el que se almacenan filtraciones, tablas, documentos, archivos e informaciones encriptadas que circulan sin aparente control por la red. Julian Assange es actor muy principal en una partida decisiva de cuyo resultado dependen desde los secretos de los estados hasta la privacidad de las personas. Assange, entre la utopía de Internet como espacio de libertad y la distopía de Internet como espacio ocupado por el ojo vigilante del gran hermano.
Por su parte, el equipo de abogados encabezado por Baltasar Garzón anunció que los servicios de seguridad de la embajada ecuatoriana donde vivió Julian Assange estaban espiando.
Y el excónsul de Ecuador en Londres, Fidel Narváez, quien estuvo con Assange durante su refugio en la embajada y que también habría sido objeto de espionaje, nos ha asegurado haber visto todo tipo de documentos falsificados por parte de UC Global, incluida la firma del embajador. Además, cree que la empresa podría haber sido sobornada por Estados Unidos.
Yo dolorosamente he visto el día de hoy en el juzgado material terrible sobre las reuniones que se daban dentro de la embajada, grabaciones de conversaciones profesionales, privadas, de los diplomáticos, de mis colegas. He visto documentos forjados por parte de la empresa UC Global para justificar su espionaje. He visto la firma del mismo embajador falsificada. He visto evidencia de una invasión de privacidad horrorosa contra nosotros. Y el otro elemento que se da aquí es obviamente el de la difamación, el de la desinformación, que también estuvo a cargo de la empresa UC Global, tanto para justificar su empleo como para perjudicar la imagen, sobre todo del huésped y del país que lo estaba protegiendo. Entonces, de ahí se generaron una serie de reportes distorsionados, reconocidos por los propios denunciantes, que tergiversaban la información para perjudicar a Julian Assange. Sería difícil para mí determinar si la empresa ya entró de antemano con una agenda escondida, pero el hecho es que la evidencia es suficiente para determinar que es una empresa mercenaria, que es una empresa corrupta, y que las presiones desde los Estados Unidos vienen desde el lado monetario, es decir, para que tú puedas conseguir que unos mercenarios trabajen para ti, simplemente les ofreces más dinero.
Julian is being punished for performing a public service that we have all benefited from. He is in prison because he informed you of actual crimes and atrocities being committed by a foreign power. That foreign power has ripped away his freedom and has torn our family apart. That power wants to put him in incommunicado detention in the deepest, darkest hole of its prison system for the rest of his life. Julian faces a 175-year prison sentence. Most of the charges relate to simply receiving and possessing government documents. Under oath, the prosecution concedes that it has no evidence that a single person has ever come to physical harm because of these publications. Julian is not a U.S. citizen. He has never lived there. He did not sign an oath to the U.S. government. He should not be sent there. Julian's duty is to the public, to publish evidence of wrongdoing, and that's what he did. The U.S. administration's prosecution is trying to make normal journalistic activities, which are entirely legal in this jurisdiction, an extraditable offense. The U.S. administration will not stop with him. The U.S. says that it can put any journalists anywhere in the world on trial in the U.S. if it doesn't like what they are publishing. Julian is a publisher. Julian is also a son. He's a friend. He's my fiancé and a father. Our children need their father. Julian needs his freedom. And our democracy needs a free press. Thank you.
Directorship of the CIA. The CIA had prepared sketches, what they called sketches and options about how to murder Julian. And that they had already also developed plans to kidnap him from the embassy and rendition him, extrajudicially kidnap him and take him out of the jurisdiction to who knows where. I felt that maybe they might beat me up or try to kill me or something to get to Julian, because they were desperate to drive him out of the embassy and into Belmarsh prison.
619 North Florida.
When I was a cadet, what's the cadet motto at West Point? You will not lie, cheat, or steal, or tolerate those who do. I was the CIA director. We lied, we cheated, we stole. It was like we had entire training courses. It reminds you of the glory of the American experiment. When I was a cadet,
we went to war in Afghanistan. We bombed, we destroyed, we killed, we bribed, we damaged, we destroyed. And then, 20 years later, British troops have left, American troops have left. We went to war in Iraq, and we had that massive demonstration just before por la universidad.